Okay, we're talking to Steve Bauer. What are you, president, director, team manager?
I consider myself director. I mean, Jose's she does all the background work and keeps things tight and in line. So she's the manager officially, but we have a lot of work to do on Psalm. So it's a team effort, absolutely.
Okay. Now, Planet Energy, new sponsor. When we talked in the fall, a couple of times said, "Oh, we're getting pretty close here to signing a sponsor," and then it didn't happen. Tell me about how this finally came together.
Well, it was interesting. I think some of the sponsors that are now new for our team, Saputo and BlackBerry in particular, and there's some other companies that aren't listed there that were very keen to become involved. Times are difficult in Canada, obviously, and we're happy to have new contributions from those sponsorships. Obviously, we're looking for bigger financial commitment as if the team is to grow, but I think we've done super well, coming into 2009 to have additional support from BlackBerry and Saputo and Iberville and NewCap. It's great to advance.
So how is that going to help the team in terms of the program this year? Has it expanded a lot, or?
Well, what it's having more financial resources help us acquire some stronger riders, which I think have been great additions and will balance the team where we need it to. It will give us opportunity to do more international races, traveling to South America or some UCI races costs a little bit of money, so having a bigger budget we'll be able to do a stronger program. But overall it gives us a little more stability for this year and helps us move forward.
So can you talk about, short term for this season, what are the main goals for the team, and long term? There was some talk during the formal announcement about taking a team to the Tour de France.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about what is the path that you see here?
Well, the path right now, I think is our vision is quite clear to be a UCI legitimate team, and that means competing in as many UCI international races as is affordable. That's why we're going to Cuba, we're going to Mexico, perhaps South America such as Uruguay or Brazil, obviously Tour de Beauce and the biggest races in the U.S. like Philadelphia. Those will be important because if we want to step up and become a legitimate UCI team, we have to compete at the highest level. Long term, it's obvious if we don't aim for the top, then we won't get halfway. So Tour de France is a real goal. I don't think there's a timeline on it, but I think realistically it can be done, within 5 or 6 years, including our first year last year. Obviously, financial commitment is extremely important. Developing infrastructure, getting confidence of riders to come to our team. But we're making progress. It's only a short year and a half. We're into this game, and we're happy with our evolution.
Now, I talked to some of the newer riders who've joined the team, people like Andrew Randall, Martin Gilbert, and they talked about, for them, part of the reason for joining was because to come and race for a Canadian team. And how important is that to you, that this team is clearly a Canadian team as opposed to a UCI Pro team?
It's extremely important. I believe that it is possible for a Canadian-based team to compete at the Tour de France, and that if that's not already possible now, then it's going to be possible in the very near future. It's a matter of being able to pool the resources of the Canadian talent and Canadian sponsors, and I think we've done a great job in our evolution of doing that right now. And like I said in the press conference, there's many more Canadian talented riders that we don't have on this team. But in time, if we can evolve our program and our infrastructure and the team program, then there's no reason why we can't acquire some of those other Canadian talented riders in the squad.
So short-term goals this year. You're going to Tour of Cuba next week, and then move on. I mean, what are the big goals for the team for this year?
Initial goals, I mean, we're heading right into 2 stage races that are going to be substantially tough. We're taking some of our more established, stronger riders. It should be very competitive. I think Ryan and Francois Parisien are ready to win a time trial or have high goals to do super well in Cuba. So I think we're aiming to do super well. And in Vuelta Telmex, we're going to come up against a higher level of competition, tougher stages, altitude. So I don't think our goals will be as high there because of the challenging terrain and perhaps altitude. But going from there, my objective is to get these our key players fit early, and then aim for the core part of the season, such as Philadelphia and the UCI races in North America, to be as good as anybody at those races, even win.
Good. Well, good luck, and thanks a lot.
Thank you.